Welcome back to another episode of what a normal walk with your dog should look like, part 2. As you can see, I got no equipment on her, right? Zero equipment. But I did bring her a leash because I know how you're all about that damn leash. So anyway, let's go ahead and get this walk started. Before you start getting on her about her weight, she had puppies some years ago and I just can't get the puppy fat to go away. So take it easy on my old lady, will you? Anyway, tail the heel. So we're taking a walk, right? Give it a little voice correction there, right? It's okay, you can do that. Right? Just enjoying my cup of coffee. You can do your emails and text your wife and whatever else like that, right? You got all these distractions. Got a light coming up here. We'll go ahead and cross the street up here and it's too dangerous to have your dog off a leash and all this other shit, blah blah blah. That dog looks abused and all this other stuff. How's that dog look abused? She's living her best life. She knows I'm the pack leader. She's here for me, going on my walk, right? And, I'll demonstrate this in a little bit. Tell her sit. All right, check for traffic. Traffic good. Tell her heel. All right, tell her sit. All right, looking good. Tell her heel. All right. Where's your guys' level of control here? I'm just enjoying my fucking cup of coffee here. Hey, you want to see her have fun? Okay, hold on. I'll show you. Okay, well, let's get over here. All right, let's go cut her loose, right? Tell her free dog. Yeah, she's free to do whatever she wants now, right? Y'all happy about that? But y'all should this is what a normal walk should look like, right? Oh, look. Those that say, oh, normal walk, so she's still in control and all this other stuff about your own dog. Well, I just show you what control looks like there's geese over there. Let's go ahead and zoom up on that, right? Zoom up, there's distractions, right? You want to see her go after some geese? We can do that real quick, right? There's also some groundhogs over there, Tell her, get them. Yeah, she's living her best life. Let her live a little. Let her live her best life, right? Well, she's gonna go far or whatnot. She's not gonna go far. That's my war battle dog. She's fine. She's happy. She's getting sniff, right? All this other stuff. Living her best life. Because that dog is so abused and so submissive and all this other stuff, and get the fuck out of here. Let my dog live, man. Where's your leash? What if something comes after you? Well, I got a 2-piece and a hot pepper for whoever, along with a My Pillow. So, I'm just kind of saying things here. Let's go bring the dog back here. Tell her, here. Tell her, heel. All right? Where's your guys' level of control? I'm alongside a busy street. I'm not worried about my dog running into problems. You guys and your little fucking, worry warts about shit and law breaking and all this other stuff. Dude, I come across so many sheriffs and shit. They don't say a goddamn thing. It's like the least offensive ticket you could possibly get if you was to get a ticket. Tell her. Where's your guys' training? You guys lack training. This can be done with any dog. You can have this result, the same result. You just gotta work with your dog. Be with your dog. Tell her. Hey, where you going? Sometimes you gotta remind her she's an old lady. She kind of does what she wants. Free dog. So I don't know. You all see a problem with this? I mean, if I can come across other dogs, that'd be great. But you know, I can't seem to. I just don't really have that kind of an issue. Even when I do come across other dogs, she's just fine. You know, it's the other people. Oh, look, here's the guy with the dog. Go ahead, zoom up on that guy with the dog across the street, right? We're just gonna mind our own business, you know. She's not gonna. She acknowledges that there's a dog over there. She's just gonna do what she does over here. You know, things are fine. You know, it's. I just don't get you clowns. You know, telling me like what I should do or all this other stuff. You know, until you have your dog under control, with no equipment on, no food, no treats, drinking a cup of fucking coffee here. Tasty. Anyway, I don't know. What do you all have to say about this? I've crossed streets. I set her free. I used a few voice commands. You know, she does what she does. You know, she doesn't have to be right here in front of me. She's still on the free dog command. Oh, I'm losing my fucking leash here on my pocket. Anyway, I'm gonna end things here because, you know, I think I've proven a point. If not, I'll get a second dog. I'll get Chief out in a little bit, and we'll go through the same process. I'll go to a spot where there's people walking dogs and shit. So, anyway, stay tuned for part 3 on how you should be walking your dog, what a normal walk should look like. And for all those that hate, fuck y'all. But for all those that, you know, enjoy the video, you know, hey, you know, you can get there. You know, this isn't something you can't do. I mean, with the right training, and you know, I've self-trained. You know, this is me with my dogs. I got 4 of them, right? She's 11. 2 of them are what, 6, and the puppy is 4 or something like that. I don't know. They're all really great dogs. And but you know, I work with them. What about you guys? Do you guys work with your dogs? You know, besides like maybe 30 minutes out of the day, you might, you know, even acknowledge your dog and see your dog, maybe give your dog a pet here and there. But do you really work with them? No. When you go on your little stupid walks, you know, your dog is just out there, you know, on a fucking harness or whatever else. Remember, harnesses are designed for tactical use and sled dogs. Meaning, on the tactical side of things, so that usually has a handle on the back of the harness, and that person is holding that dog back from going after whoever that initial target is. So I don't want to hear that, you know, harnesses are the way to go for training. No, it's not. Okay? Full stop. I think I've proven that with her and the 4 dogs that I got. You know, it's just, I mean, I'd be posting videos on here. I get all kinds of hate. And for what reason? Because you can't control your dog, or, you know, like someone sent me a little image saying like, oh, this is gonna blow Dustin's mind, and it shows like a long leash, right, going out 10, 20, 30 feet. But look, another dog right there, right? Another dog, right? My dog acknowledges that it's there. It's fine. She's not gonna go anywhere. She's here with me. You know, I can't help what other people do. Look, how's that enjoyable? That is not enjoyable. This lady has no control of that dog. None. How is that enjoyable? It's not. You know? It's not simply enjoyable.